going back to the beginning, how long have you been playing music?
Oh my gosh. Ever
Yeah,
since I
right.
was real little, like my parents put me in children's choir when I was very young. They started me in private vocal
Ooh,
lessons when I was 8.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and I was in chambers choir in high school, and we had this really cool show called Rock and Roll Revival in
Yeah?
high school as well, and it was well, it still is the longest running show in Montgomery County, Maryland.
Nice.
Yeah, and it has all rock and roll songs from like the late 40s to slightly today's.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really fun. They played like Motown,
Ooh,
Beatles, classic rock.
Motown's too good. You ever
Yeah.
hear, have you heard of any Phil Collins
Mhm.
led Motown? Oh man, he's got some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing him go from Genesis to like Motown, it's like, that's a wild transition, but go ahead and do that and then also release the Tarzan soundtrack and just be an icon. That guy, his Motown stuff is cool. So you've been singing. You gotta have decades now of experience of singing. When
Mhm.
did you start playing an instrument, and what is that your only instrument that you play?
Sure. So I started playing guitar in 2008, and so that's about 13, 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. I play some lead guitar as well, and I got to play lead on my album, which I was really excited
Oh,
about. So that
cool.
was the first time that I broke out that technique.
On this album, or
Yeah,
okay,
so that was pretty fun because I'm primarily a rhythm player,
right.
which I love. I love to do. And yeah, so I've been playing guitar for a long time. I've been a guitar instructor at 2 music schools in
Oh
Maryland
wow.
for a couple
Now, do
years.
you also play piano? Did I see, or do I have that info wrong?
Yeah, I do play piano. Yeah,
Okay. Now, which instrument? I'd guess guitar, but I don't know. Do you feel more comfortable on?
definitely guitar.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I have more experience with that. Like piano is great. I teach beginner piano.
Nice. Like
Or
still currently.
well, not currently, but I did for a couple years
Okay.
at the music schools. But I do love playing some chords on the piano. It's
Yeah,
really
right.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried noodling on piano. I'm not that great at it. I actually learned music theory on a piano, if that makes
Oh
any
wow.
sense. Because I was playing guitar. Well, first off, I'm a drummer. Number one. So what I'm doing with notes and singing is beyond me, but I found I couldn't translate music theory to guitar. I couldn't see. I didn't know where the notes were, so I had to do it on
Mhm.
piano because you could see all the notes.
Sure.
For me, it's easier.
Mhm.
And then I learned whatever we had to learn, and I was like, oh, I see, like root, third, fifth. Okay, now I'll play that on guitar.
Mhm.
So I feel like that was my piano thing, was music theory. I don't. Did you learn any music theory in schools or?
I did. Yeah, in middle school and high school,
Oh
they
wow.
taught us how to read
Can you
music.
still read?
A little bit. Yeah, I had to reteach myself for sure when I was teaching children how to play piano,
Mm,
and because they had to learn how to read music. So I was like, okay, I need to relearn so that I can teach them.
that's cool. I
Yeah.
can't. I could read as much as a first grader can read a novel. Very slow.
Right, that's about my speed too,
Okay.
honestly. Yeah. So,
All right, back to your album. I'm excited to hear the lead work that you do on this because I am not a lead guitarist. But I'm in the studio right now with Steve, trying to finish up an album, and I need some lead work, so I might be calling you to see if you have any interest in doing some leads.
that's awesome.
Because I'm terrible with solos. Like, I even know scales and all that stuff, like all over
Mhm.
the neck, and I'm still like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't use a pick. There's a good question. Do you use a pick?
Absolutely.
Do you
Yeah.
prefer a pick?
Yes.
All right. And do you also use a capo?
I do. Yes.
Do you? Now I gotta
Yeah.
ask you this, especially with especially with Colby coming on tomorrow. Um, so I haven't led you in any direction for an answer. So unprompted, why do you use a capo?
Why do I use a capo?
Like what does it do
Hmm,
for you and your music?
that's a great question. I love using the capo because then you don't always have to play bar chords, and on acoustic it just sounds great with playing those open chords.
All right.
And then you can alter the key too.
All right. I'm totally with you. Him and I have a good debate that I'm absolutely going to rehash tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because he is anti-capo.
Really?
Yeah. So he muscles through every song with bar chords. And he's great at everything he does with it.
Yeah.
But him and I we're fun. We're always busting each other's chops. And anytime he sees me use a capo, he's like, why are you using a capo? Like, just bar it. I'm like, no, I'm a finger picker. I need, like, first position G.
Right.
He's like, just bar it and pick it. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, that definitely takes a lot of muscle.
Yeah, and it's like, even that, it's like just the fingering. I can't play, like, a G major bar chord and then do, like, the trills and the licks that I'm trying to do as if I was doing, like, an open G. You know, I can't do that G to C transitions. And it's like, I don't know. Or changing the key. That's perfect. Why transpose the whole thing when you can just slide down a capo?
Right, exactly. Less work.
Oh, that's fun.
So cool.
But yeah, any other? Do you have any instruments that you want to learn, or are you sticking hard to the guitar and piano?
Definitely sticking with guitar and piano, but I do know
All
how to
right.
play ukulele too.
Do you?
Yeah,
All right.
I had to learn that also to teach children at the music schools, and
Ah,
it's very similar to guitar, which is great, but easier.
so you taught ukulele.
I did, yeah.
That's cool. I'll have to grab mine once we kill the cameras here. I'll have to show you some stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause uke's also on my list. It is weird. It's like the top four strings of a guitar, whereas a bass is the bottom four. And it's also like transposed. I don't know. I think you capo a guitar on 5, and you and a ukulele are in the same tuning. I'm close if it's not 5. But yeah, I'd just finger pick a ukulele because I don't know what else to do.
Right.
And so it sounds like very bizarre. But let me say thank you, Alexia Christian, for coming on the scene and hanging out.
Thank you so much, Tommy B, for having me on your show.
All right. See you all later.
Rock on.